Good morning and welcome to the second day of our first ever virtual youth summit. We are very excited to have all of you here today to celebrate the wonderful work of the Maryland Green Schools. My name is Alana Kellner. I'm a program assistant at MAEOE, and today we are joined by Mary Westland, Laura Collard, and Drew Powell from the MAEOE team, as well as many wonderful Green Schools, centers, and students. Before we get started, we would like to share the ground rules for this youth summit. During today's youth summit, everyone will be muted. They will not be able to speak unless their question is addressed by the presenter or facilitator. We will allow participants to chat with panelists who can repeat the questions and respond. Inappropriate questions will have you removed permanently from the event. And lastly, please respect the presenters. They have worked hard to create something special to share. All right, let's get started. During today's youth summit, we will start with a congratulations to the Green Schools certified in 2021. We will then take a look at the awesome work brought to you by student green teams from 6 different schools. We will then dive into a workshop with Dr. Thomas Easley on leadership and youth voice. We will conclude by brainstorming new ideas together. Okay, let's get started. First up, we would like to congratulate our new Maryland Green Schools. We have 11 schools from 7 different counties that became Green Schools this year. These schools have accomplished so much, from creating light switch reminders to building outdoor classrooms to finding creative ways to promote the Green Schools program virtually. We are very excited to welcome these schools into the Green Schools program.
Our schools recertify every 4 years, and they have continued with their Green Schools work even during a global pandemic. Some projects that these schools have accomplished are planting vegetable gardens, creating a student-managed paper recycling program, and store and drain stenciling projects. This year, we have 47 recertifying schools, and these schools have incorporated green classrooms, increased student understanding of the importance of reducing food waste, started composting programs, and more. Prince George's County, as shown here, has more green schools than any other school district, with 188 schools participating in the program. Congratulations to all of our recertifying schools. These accomplishments also include installing recycling bins in a local park, installing storm drains in town, Earth Day celebrations, and more. Finally, we would like to congratulate our sustainable schools. These schools have successfully certified 4 times and have now reached sustainable status. Their accomplishments include instituting waste-free lunch, strengthening community partnerships, planting 2,000 bay grasses each year for 10 years, and more. All right, so congratulations again to all of our 2021 certified green schools. And now that we've gone through everyone's awesome accomplishments, we're going to check out some featured presentations brought to you by Green Team students themselves. The presentation segments on the following slides are brought to you by Maryland Green Schools. Youth voice is really important as we move into the 21st century, so we want to amplify what they are saying, the issues that they are concerned about, and the ways that they are working at their school to make a difference. These students have explored Green Team accomplishments, projects, and goals. We are excited to hear the voices and thoughts of the students themselves. So let's get started. All right, first up, we have Parkville Middle School and Center of Technology from Baltimore County. If you're here, feel free to shout out or write in the chat that you're here. Or I guess just write in the chat that you're here, or wave if you're on camera. So Parkville Middle School made a presentation that featured 2 very creative Jamboards about student favorite facts that they have learned from their green team and environmental topics that students would like to explore more of in the future. We really love this project because you get to see student thoughts and comments right on the slides. While looking at these Jamboards, we're asking you to think about the question on the slide here. What would you like to learn more about climate change? While you're reviewing the Jamboards, feel free to add these thoughts answering this question in the chat for the host, and we'll check out what you're saying and we can share with everyone else as well. So here we have these great student responses about what they have loved learning about. These include learning about the 6 R's, learning about plants, learning about composting, learning about how to save the environment, using reusable straws, and a lot more. Next up, we have the questions students hope to explore more of in the future. These include exploring how to reduce contamination in the air, learning about the life cycle, learning about climate change across the world, exploring possible partnership opportunities in their community, learning about different types of plants in other states and other countries, and a lot more. These are really awesome topics that would be really great to learn more about. And if you have any other thoughts, feel free to share them in the chat. All right, next up, we have Baltimore Polytechnic Institute from Baltimore City. They created a video that goes over different projects their green team takes part in and has featured students discussing what their biggest environmental fears are. While watching this video, think about what your greatest environmental fear is and put those thoughts in the chat for us to share. I'm going to share this video, but first I'm going to make sure that I'm sharing my sound. All right, let's check it out.
And I fear the fact that the current waste management system is entirely inadequate, wasteful, and environmentally harmful. It will take drastic changes to supply chains to fix this, and on a local scale, we must expand plant space, including trees and bushes, to store more carbon, expand ecosystems, and improve the beauty of the area.
Hello, my name is Ethan. I would say that my greatest environmental fear is understanding the fact that rising sea levels and increasingly frequent natural disasters and all of the other facets of climate change are going to most greatly impact already marginalized people and those already facing a multitude of other issues. What I hope to do about that, specifically in the context of Poly, is kind of helping to foster that recognition and acknowledgement that our transition towards a more environmentally conscious lifestyle needs to bring along people that need that assistance as well.
Awesome. That was a really amazing video that showcased Baltimore Polytechnic's project and included so many insightful comments from students. So thank you so much for sharing this with us and allowing it to be featured in today's Youth Summit. And again, if you're here, feel free to give us a wave. Sorry about that. Okay, next up we have Fairmont Heights High School from Prince George's County. They created a very educational and powerful video about their school's Homegrown Heroes project. While watching this video, we want you to think about the word food desert. When you hear that, what comes to mind? What is the first image that comes into your head when you hear food desert, and what does that word mean to you? Or have you even heard of a food desert before? So while watching the video, think about those questions and send us your thoughts on them in the chat. All right, let's watch their video.
Hey Fairmont, the Environmental Study Program has embarked on a project to encourage students to grow food from home. They have coined this project FHHS Homegrown Heroes.
Hey Hornets, it's your girl Anaya, and today I'm here with the FHHS Homegrown Heroes. Hey guys! Hi! How are you guys doing? Good. Okay, so how does it feel being a part of this project?
It feels really great. I've always wanted my own garden, so much so that me and my stepdad actually built a grow bed. And that was nice family bonding, and I feel like a productive member of society.
This is especially important since our school is in the middle of a food desert.
Hey yo, what is a food desert?
Well, thank you for asking, random man that got into my house. Anyway, it's pretty much an area where fresh access to food is not within walking distance.
What motivated you to be a part of this project?
So I wanted to be a chef, and I feel like if I learn how to grow vegetables and things at my house now, which I thought we weren't going to be able to do because of distance learning, it would help me know how to do it further down the line in my life.
This is further compounded by the fact that we have a significant amount of food insecure households in our school community.
So what's the point of this project?
What do you expect to learn from this project?
So what I expect to learn from the project is how to care for the plants properly, giving them the right amount of water, giving them the right amount of sun, just having patience and taking time and not trying to rush through the process and kill the plant.
That's about it, Hornets. Thank you for letting me interview you, and
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fairmont Heights, for allowing us to share this video. So we would like to take a moment to think about this and discuss a little. So going back to what you knew about food deserts when we asked you before, how has your image of food deserts changed, and did your understanding of them change after watching this video? And please feel free to share these responses in the chat, and I can share them with the group. So I'll give you a moment to type in.
We do have one comment in the chat. It was from Lolita. She is congratulating the use of video for the presentation. So that was a great way to use the presentation for that topic.
Awesome.
Thanks, Lolita.
And we have Laura mentioning local issues and local school solutions. Anything else before we move on? Okay. Thank you again, Fairmont Heights, for allowing us to share this video during our youth summit. Oh, and we have James Robertson commenting that PGCPS has awesome environmental stewards, which I definitely agree with. Awesome. Okay, next up we have Laurel High School from Prince George's County. Their presentation included 2 Jamboards with very insightful responses from students. Students responded with what they have learned from their green team and their hopes for environmental education. These responses from students are very detailed, so let's check them out. Here we see the things that students have learned this year with their Green Club. These include learning how to tree your surroundings, learning how animals matter, learning about environmental justice, learning about nature life, and a lot more. Now we see what students hope for within environmental education for the future. This includes school incorporating more environmental lessons because of its importance, schools planting trees, learning about how students can educate in the impact of the environment, and a lot more. Thank you so much, Laurel High School. All right, next up we have Hammond High School. They created a presentation that went over the many wonderful projects their school worked on this year. One of these projects included virtual articles. Many of these projects were done from home. So on the next slide, you'll see infographics from the virtual articles that they made. They include really great graphic design and explore many different topic areas. So while looking at their project, think about an environmental action that you can take at home. Here are the infographics. They do a really great job of discussing many different topics like Arctic Wildlife Refuge, pollinators, wildfires, and deforestation, all in very creative and engaging ways. Hammond High School also submitted snippets from their Green Team survey. Teachers sent out a Google form asking for students to provide input on future projects that they could do. This input includes introducing new native plants, picking up trash, learning about fast fashion, and planting more flowers and native flowers in the community. Thank you so much, Hammond High School. Our final featured school is Oakdale High School from Frederick County. They created a video about projects their school Green Team has done. While watching the video, we would like you to think about how you can make your school a more sustainable place, and feel free to put those thoughts in the chat. And we also have some more comments in the chat. Lolita says that she loves the graphics on the cards. I completely agree. I think they're really awesome. All right, let's watch their video.
Here at Oakdale, we are trying to become more sustainable and become a green school. So here's some highlighted actions that we've taken.
In 2019, we had a Students First Staff basketball game fundraiser where we raised money to buy these refillable water bottle stations.
They were installed during the shutdown with COVID-19 and they help to reduce plastic water bottle waste. So our largest goal here at Oakdale was to start composting, and we work with Barty and Key City Compost to achieve this.
Another thing we face is pollution. To make people more aware of this issue, we painted these stencils on the drains.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Oakdale High School, for letting us share this video. That was our last Green School presentation. Now we're going to move on to the next part of our Youth Summit, which is a workshop with Dr. Easley. I'm honored to introduce Dr. Thomas Easley, today's special guest. Dr. Easley is a talented and acclaimed artist who uses music to teach about inclusion and the environment. Before he starts his session, we are going to watch a video he made especially for our 2021 Green Schools. It is part of our recognition video that we sent to schools out this week. All right, let's check it out.
What is a leader? You think it's you think it's me. What is a leader? Folk will believe you, believe what you say, pay you to speak. They think you perfect, they want your life. Whenever they see you as strong. Real leaders, people run to you, they think you got answers, they want you to fix what is wrong. What is a leader? You put on pedestals, people will heckle you cause you exposed, hating you cause you get lots of attention. You have one partner, but they want your, some so down in themselves, taking bad treatment like to themselves on the low. Get mad at you cause they're playing themselves, looking for savior, this world is so cold. You can have confidence, sound eloquent, looking smooth, a lot through your teeth. The whole campaign, you selling something and they gonna buy it, sound like it's free. What is a leader? Deep down you feel like, who am I? You wanna be me? You know you making it up as you going along and they thinking you got a plan freeze. When you a leader, you learn by doing, or you get taught these lessons by the boss. You in position. All leaders know that love it ain't free, but it comes with a cost. If you on top, they pray that you drop. When you get hot, then you take the shot. Cause if you wait, then you let them take and you get the weight, then that's when you lost. What I really meant is they get your weight and that's when you're lost. What I'm saying is that I wanted to read these lyrics to you because I think that you all are leaders. I want to applaud you for the work that you're doing and say thank you. Thank you for believing in yourselves. Thank you for believing in your community or wanting to improve or enhance your community. And thank you for working together. Leadership is not an easy thing to display. And I also don't think that leadership is something that everybody always recognizes. But I think that authentic leaders are a lot of times looking to make change and bring about change. And I think that you as young people, that's what you're doing. And you're doing it in the environment, and you're doing it for the environment. So I want to share something with you. Years ago, I worked with a group of middle schoolers, and we put this little verse together. And it goes like this. Here is my minority report about what's going on with the poor. No clean water, got liquor stores. No banks, get housing, can't afford. Got drugs, got guns, got more. Dope boys, no books, gym floors. Dead pool, can't swim, lead in my pores. Contaminated, mentally challenged, I'm sore. Getting scholarships while my body earns scores. I want to use my mind and explore, but cricket scared cops stand at my door. Say I resemble this dude that shot 4. I don't own a gun, but I am at war. Praying about who came after the 44th. President evidence there won't be no more. Black folk for a while, not expecting support. And the point of that whole rhyme is talking about the environments that some people live in, talking about some of the challenges that people are up against. And I feel that what you're doing in Maryland, young people, you're pushing against that. You recognize that some of what's going on in our environment is really human induced, and we need to make a change. And you also understand that some people are living in situations, I hope, and you understand that some of it is not under their control. So what I want to encourage you all to do as young people is I want to encourage you to lean into one another, listen to each other, listen to your teachers too. But I want to encourage the teachers to listen to the young people even more, because they're living a lot of this reality and they know what they need changed as well. But the whole point of this is that we need each other. You know, this planet only gets better when the inhabitants of this planet behave and act better. So thank you. Thank you again for being examples. Thank you again for being courageous. Thank you again for being brilliant, you know, being willing to display your intelligence. And also thank you for doing it together, because you can go fast alone, but you can go farther together. So please continue that. And I look forward to seeing more work from you all. I look forward to maybe joining you one day. But all in all, I definitely look forward to looking up to you as you continue to be great examples for us and for the rest of the world to be like. Thank you. Peace. Shall I speak now?
Yeah, now I'm going to hand the floor over to Dr. Easley, and I'll stop sharing my screen.
Okay. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for that, Alana, for that great, introduction. And I appreciate that. Thank you all so for being here. Now, just real quick, I'm gonna let you know something. I'm speaking to you all from the Adirondacks. So I'm in Lake Placid, New York. So if you're in Maryland, that means where I am is cooler than where you are. That's why I have this sweatshirt on. But it's a sweatshirt of my undergraduate institution, Alabama A&M. The other thing is I'm actually up here at a place called North Country Schools. And it's where they bring middle school and high school folks to come up here and experience the outdoors. So they have a lovely group from the city, from Hempstead, New York on Long Island that's here. Now, I wanted to say all of that to you because we're here with these wonderful young folks. You know, some are Black, so some are African-American, some are Black, some are Latinx, but they're all from the state. And they're here to learn about the environment. And yesterday we did something. So I want to tell you what we did yesterday. We climbed the mountain yesterday. We literally climbed the mountain up here. And in climbing that mountain, I want to ask you something. Have you ever climbed the mountain? All right. And trust me, if you're here, you have. But have you climbed one physically? Have you walked up the rock? Have you walked up the slope? So yesterday, we had 10 young people climbing the rock, and 2 of them were girls. Okay, thank you. Okay, someone said yes. I appreciate that, Laura. And these young, and these girls were struggling. They were struggling. And we took our time. We were like, hey, look, take your time. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And we're going to work to get to the top. Take your time. Along the way, one of the young ladies started crying. And so we paused. We're like, whoa, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? I love what she said. She said, I don't know why I'm crying, because I feel good. I'm just still walking. I said, okay. So we were encouraging. But what was wonderful is when the other students started waiting. They started waiting. So instead of the adults just waiting, they started waiting. They were like, hey, we'll wait for it, we're good. Then they started grabbing the hand to pull up come on. They grabbed the hand of the other one, come on. When we got to the top, everyone takes a breath and we look, and then they saw like, wow, we can see above the whole city. Now it's time to go back down. So on the way back down, of course, down is faster than going up. And we asked the two young ladies, like, how do you feel now? But before they did it, I told the teachers, I said, you may not want to ask them that today. You might want to ask them that tomorrow or next week. I said, because today, they're probably going to say someone made us do it. Guess what happened? How you feel today? All right, y'all forced us to do it. So we get back to camp and we have a conversation. And the conversation went like this. How many people thought that they couldn't climb that hill? All of the young people raised their hand. I said, how many of you realize that the only limitation was yourself? So now they're like, what? That agitated them a little bit. I did it on purpose. I said, because if you hadn't climbed that hill, you trust me, you'd have been disappointed in yourself. Then I looked at the two young ladies. And I was like, if we would have let you just sit there and not keep climbing, let what you were feeling emotionally distract us or detract us and let you not keep climbing, you wouldn't have accomplished something that really wouldn't have been done if it wasn't for you just putting one foot in front of the other one. I was like, now here are the real reasons why it's hard. And this goes to you. I said, the real reason why it was hard is because you don't know anybody that's done it. You've never done it before. You have not been here before. And you were doubting yourself. I said, that's the only reason it was hard. It wasn't hard because you couldn't do it. It wasn't hard because you couldn't walk. It wasn't even hard because you were out of shape. It was hard because you had to make it in your mind, I'm going to do this. And that's why I'm proud of you for doing the work that you're doing. Because the only heroes and sheroes in our community is us. And if we want something to change, we have to change it. That's the reason why I called you all leaders in that rhyme. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share my screen because I want you to see the lyrics. Okay, I want you to see it, and I'm going to go through them again. Let me find the right file. Here we go. All right, let me check in with everyone. Can you hear me? I want to make sure you can hear me. Okay, can you still see me? Okay, now can you see the lyrics? Thank you. All right. So let's go through this, okay? I'm an MC. I got rhythm. I'm good. I'm dope. So let's do it. All right. What is a leader? Folk will believe you. Believe what you say, pay you to speak. First, if you're a leader, people will believe you. So I believe that you all are sincere in what you want to do. And I believe what you're saying because I'm not from Maryland, you are, so I believe in what you're doing. They think you're perfect. They want your life. Whenever they see you as strong. Real people run to you. They think you got answers. They want you to fix what is wrong. Those young ladies yesterday, okay? They didn't see themselves like what I just said, but other people did. We saw them as great. That's why we got behind them and in front of them. Come on, keep going. Come on, keep going. But the other thing you have to realize is some people are going to look to you, especially when you get older, and they're going to want a perfect image. And look, let me go and let y'all know, there's no such thing. Don't even try to do it. Just be yourself and love your community. Next line. What is a leader? Get put on pedestals. People that heckle you because you exposed, hate on you because you get lots of attention. You have one partner, but they want you. Now, excuse that H word, but I want to talk about that. People see you in one way. Like I have a partner, like it's me. I'm settled, I'm happy. And people assume something about me. They assume I have all of these other things. And then I want to say this to the older people who probably like, did you put that there? Believe me, they listen to worse than what that is. So don't even play with me this morning. Thank you. All right, next. Some are so down on themselves, taking bad treatment, lie to themselves on the low. People lie to themselves. Get mad at you because they're playing themselves, looking for saviors. This world is so cold. Meaning when some people see folks who step up and do what they should be doing or what they wish they could do, now they mad at you, even if it's helping them. Because people resent folks that they see who are freer than them. So that's why I said, don't lie to yourself. Treat yourself as amazing, young people. You're great. Don't stop. You can have confidence, sound eloquent, look smooth and lie through your teeth. The whole campaign, you selling something and they gonna buy it, sounds like it's free. No disrespect to anybody who likes politics, but to me, that's what I see now when I see a lot of leaders. They sound so good. They sound so smooth. And I think that's one of the reasons why we look at it. Wow. It's called practice, young people. It's called practice. Practice of speech. Go over it over and over again. Have people sit next to you who tell you, someone's going to ask you a question, President Biden. Someone's going to say this to you, Vice President Harris. Yeah, see, they have people around them that help them. All right? So what I want you to do is realize that you can be the same leader too. What is a leader? Deep down, you feel like, who am I? Like they want to be me. You know, you're making it up as you're going along and they're thinking you got a plan freeze. That's my life in a way. You know, some of the people call me, email me, Doc, can you help me? Can you help me with this? And I'm like, you know, I just got to a point in my life where I have a little bit of money and I'm not living check to check. I just got to a point in my life where I'm healthy. I lost 137 pounds and I'm trying to keep the weight off and maintain. So I want people to understand that I'm not perfect myself. I don't see it like that. And I don't see leaders like that. Now let me bring it to a close. When you a leader, you learn by doing or get taught these lessons by the boss. That means someone has to show you how to do it. A lot of people struggle because of lack of knowledge. No one will help them. That's why you have to help each other. You in position, all leaders know that love, it ain't free, but it comes with a cost. Meaning when people like you, remember, it's a cost. It's a cost. If you on top, they pray that you drop, and when you get hot, then you take the shot, because if you wait, you let them take, and they get your weight, and that's when you lost. The whole point of that is if you a leader, don't wait for anybody else. Real leaders, we don't wait for people to tell us to do something. We move. We don't even, hey, respect to Maryland Green School program is respect to you all, but real leaders don't even wait for a program to kick off. The real leaders are like, it needs to be done. Let me go ahead and do this now. The program, y'all catch up with me after I do it. And that's why I want to tell you about a program that I did in Raleigh, North Carolina with a group of young people called Neighborhood Ecology Corps, where we wrote songs together, just like this verse here. See, I write songs with other people. So just in case when people say, oh, I don't like that word, or I don't like this, I'm like, I don't really care what you like, you know, because that's the reality that we come from. That's what we're dealing with. And for people who may not understand that reality, it's probably because you haven't engaged with it. So that's why I encourage people to learn more about us, learn more about me, okay, as I also will have to do the same to you and learn more about you. These young people, they wanted to improve and enhance their community, but they didn't know where the trees came from. They didn't know where the water came from. They didn't know where soil came from. I said soil, country voice. So we taught them, we worked with them for a whole year, everybody worked with them for a year. We paid them too, you know, but that's another thing. When we got to the end of the program, these young people were like, we want to plant trees, we want to grow gardens, we want to feed our community. But they also wrote, they journaled, and they said, we don't think people understand what we're up against. So they made another song. And I want to share that with you now. So I'm going to share my screen again. Here we go. Can you all see the white screen again? Can you see me? Next round. Here's my minority report about what's going on with the poor. No clean water got liquor stores. No banks get housing can't afford. I want y'all to remember, middle school young people helped write this. And they say got drugs, got guns, got more. No boards, no books, gym floors. Dead who can't swim, lead in my pores. Contaminated mentally challenged, I'm sore. Get scholarships, but my body earns scores. I want to use my mind and explore. But cricket, cops stand at my door. Say I resemble this dude that shot for. I don't own a gun, but I am at war. Praying about who came after the 44th. President evidence there won't be no more. Black folk for a while not expecting support. But let me go from the bottom to the top of this rhyme. Because this whole rhyme is all about the environment. I want you all to understand that. This whole rhyme is about the environment. What environment? If none of this makes sense to you, maybe it's not your environment. Maybe you didn't come from it. That means you need to learn something else. Because these young people were very clear about where they came from. They knew what they were saying. That's why I said in the video, teachers listen to the young people too. Because they live, for some people, probably where you don't live. So they're going to see things a little bit differently. So let's start from the bottom up. It said, Black folk for a while not expecting support, meaning after Barack Obama left office, some people may have felt, man, we're not going to have another person of color in the office. Of course, our current vice president has since changed that, but all identities matter and everyone is important. From gender to race to class, everyone is important. President evidence there won't be no more, meaning for a minute, we didn't think we would have any more. Praying about who came after the 44th. I'm basically talking about, you know, now former President Trump. And that there were a lot of things that were happening in the country that really challenged a lot of people and hurt a lot of people too. I don't own a gun, but I am at war. That almost seemed oxymoronic. I'm at war, but I don't have a weapon. But what I'm saying is I'm not guilty, so don't treat me like that. Say I resemble this dude that shot for. All Black folk don't look alike. All indigenous people don't look alike, just like all women don't look alike and all men don't look alike. But crooked, scared cops stand at my door. I wanted to change that to crooked, scared cops, because the people who are protecting our streets are afraid just like a lot of us are. It doesn't excuse poor treatment, but they're afraid just like we are. I want to use my mind and explore, go up, get scholarship, but my body earns scores. I had an academic scholarship when I went to college, very fortunately, but I had a number of my friends who did it. They had athletic scholarships, and by the time they were 21, their bodies were all torn up. And that's before they got to go pro. So what I'm basically saying is there are people who would probably rather use their mind, but we have this image of athlete and celebrity in front of us, so it's easy for us to go to that. Contaminated, mentally challenged, I'm sore. Dead pool, can't swim, lead in my pores. Lead in water. I hope you all know something about Flint, Michigan, but it's not just Flint. There are plenty of other cities in the country that have lead in their water. I'm a forester. I used to shoot paint guns to mark trees with lead in the paint. When lead gets in your blood to a certain amount, especially before the age of 8, it impacts your cognitive abilities. And that's why they have this thing called school to prison pipeline. They've even had research that's proven that a lot of men and women who are in prison came from communities where they had lead in their water and in other parts that affected how they think and how they behave. Keep going. Dope boys, no books, gym floors. Got drugs, got guns, got more. This is our community. We see people on the corner. We don't have a lot of museums in our community. We don't have banks in our community. No banks, good housing can't afford. So when people are trying to talk about our community and give us suggestions, but we don't have the same resources, then why do you give us the same suggestions? No clean water, got liquor stores. About what's going on with the poor, here's my minority report. Young people, this is why I say we need to hear from you. Now, I don't want to assume that everybody lives through this and goes through this, because every person of color is not broke, okay? So what I'm saying is that there are a number of people who are going through this, and even though we're trying to save and protect our world, while a lot of people need their world protected, there's the reality that a lot of people live with. That's why they brought these young people up here, to show them the outdoors so they could see what goes on in the city is bigger things than just what we see in the city. We are out here, I mean, we have all kinds of trees out here. We've already seen animals. The kids are doing their own thing. They're running around outside. They went rock climbing this morning. Here are all these fun things. But here's the thing I want to say though, where we come from is still beautiful. We just need to see it that way. That's why I work with those young people. And that's why I said no heroes or sheroes coming except for us. We have to do this ourselves. That's why I'm proud of you. And on that, I'm going to close with this last rhyme, which is called What is a Leader 4.0. It's all the way clean, so you ain't got to be scared, teachers, if you are parents. But it is real. And it is something that will call people to move. And it goes like this. What is a leader? You think it's you? I know it's me, not something that I expected to be. To be real, you must have integrity. Now look through history, her story too. James Orange is the leader that gave us the proof. For Hampton, Asada, Amiri Baraka, the kids that are DACA and Big Mamas too, or wannabe papas. They'll target leaders that look like me. Hate your thug and intrude our privacy. Scared of messiahs to speak mightily, speak truth to power. Now they silent sing, send puns that infiltrate our movements, then attack us. That's why I stay in shape, be ready to deal for fight. That is my practice. I speak with facts. They say that I'm cussing. I speak with passion, they hiding and ducking. Now let's do something, get their stomachs bubbling. Gather black folk. Now I started something. What else we need to do? Get Asian and brown and poor whites too. Instead of hating each other, let's join indigenous and make these covenant rules that work for each nation. The true test of patience can leave it alone. It'll always take maintenance. Attention, sincerity, excuses like you can't do it. You liar, you can just say it. Geniuses all around, God love is scattered. Sign of wealth and poor health if you're getting fatter. Kings, queens everywhere. Our popularity, leadership, that is what matters. And then I close it out with who is a leader? You think it's you? You think it's me? I'm calling us to the carpet right now. I'm saying that we need to come together and we need to stick together. That man over there, James Orange, that's Reverend Dr. James Orange to you. He was my uncle. He was the first field lieutenant appointed by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in the civil rights movement, my mother's older brother, which is why my mother went to jail at the age of 14, fighting for everybody on this call right to vote or to choose to make things better for us. Fred Hampton, they made a movie about him, Judas and the Black Messiah. You can go look him up. Head of the Black Panther Party by the time he was 21. Assata Shakur, who lives in Cuba now, former Black Panther. Government lied on her. She had to leave the country. Amiri Baraka, another person, writer, leader, who put words out there in the world that scared people, but it was all about empowerment. Then the kids that are DACA who were up against the system that doesn't respect them. And if some of you are on this call, I want you to know that there are others who want you to feel safe, feel valued, because you're amazing. And big mamas, hey, don't ever forget the mothers of our family, because they keep the family together and they educate us. I wanted to be like my mother and my grandmother, and it worked out. And then I say a warning, big papas. Now I'm talking to men, but I'm talking to all of us. Remember that people don't like to see some of our success, but we do. And some people are afraid when you speak power, but you have to do it. And you have to watch and protect your community. And that's the whole point of that last part when I was like brown, Asian, poor, whites, black, indigenous. We all need to come together, people. And so that's the reason why I'm proud of you, because young people don't really see identity. You just want to be accepted and you just see each other. You want to play. And we as adults need to go back and learn that from the young people. Young people, don't lose that part of you. Stay artists, stay real, stay strong, stay leaders. But listen to your teachers, please, because they know a lot, and in many ways, way more, because they've lived longer. And teachers, let's listen to them, because they know a lot too. Sometimes they may not have been given the time to share it. So that's all I have. I'll stop sharing my screen. I hope that I said something that touched your heart, touched your mind. I hope that you see that I'm definitely one who likes to speak about reality and what people are actually going through. And I like to talk, especially to the people who are going through it, because I feel that they have ideas of how we can improve. So with that, I'll pause and ask if there are any questions for me. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here.
I don't have any questions yet on my end, but we did have someone who said that they grew up in Lake Placid.
Oh, all right. Well, then you know how gorgeous it is up here.
And someone else wants to share this was ridiculously inspiring, and thank you for sharing your work and these powerful messages.
Thank you. I'll be real. My favorite word out of all of that was ridiculous. I appreciate that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I appreciate it. Well, if you want to find out any more from me, I'll say that. You can look me up, Rashard Ease. It's basically my middle name and half of my last name. I have a crew of people that I make music with. They were all my former students. I love them. We make money together. We support each other. Everything I'm saying to you is what we do. So anything I ask people to do, I do myself. And to me, that's what great leadership is about. You're going to ask someone to do something that they haven't done, do it with them. Young people, if you're going to ask someone to do it and you've done it, do it with them. But then that way you can guide them and you can show them and you can grow and change together. So thank you all. I hope you all have a good one. Remember why you did this. It's not for an award, it's to change the world. And remember why we're here. We're here for community, not just recognition, but for community. That's what we're here for. All right. And remember my lyrics. I bleep some things out, which means that you got to watch your messaging when you talk to people. Can't speak the same to everybody. You have to figure out how to talk to different people. So just how I augmented some things, I changed some things, you have to do the same thing. And that's to everybody on this call. If you want people to listen to you, to talk to you, then you have to find out how to communicate with them. Thanks.
Thank you so much. That was really amazing. And thank you for sharing. I'm going to share one more slide with everyone real quick. So thank you so much for attending today's session. We really hope to see you at our final Youth Summit session, which is on June 9th from 3:45 to 4:30 p.m. And this will be focused on middle school and high school environmental issue instruction. And we'll also have Dr. Easley back again for another workshop. And thank you so much for attending again. Have a great summer and congratulations to all of our Maryland Green Schools.
All right, you can stop recording, Alana.